Hey guys, welcome back to Farmstead Forge. Today I'm doing a quick video on building shelf brackets and a jig you can do it with. Set you up really nice. When I was building my Airbnb cabin, I was kind of on a time crunch for getting it done, and I told my wife, I'm just going to go to town and buy shelf brackets because I don't have time to make them. And she said, no, you're not. You're going to go to town, and you're going to see how much they cost, and you're just going to make them. So I went to town, and the ones I wanted, and I weren't even like I really liked. I just wanted a very simple one. I didn't want a really hand-forged one in there. And they were 30 bucks a piece. Well, I needed 18 of them. So, and your math teacher said you weren't always going to have a calculator in your pocket. 18 times 30. Whew! 500 buckaroonies, 540. So I decided I wasn't gonna do that. So I made them all, and I'll even show you some really sturdy ones I made here in a second that they don't look pretty, but they're just in the shop. Let's get started. These ones are just all out of angle iron, 2 pieces of angle iron welded together, and then this is just an old rake tooth that they break all the time, so it was like the right perfect section. I just welded it in there. One's over on my shelf with all my collectible cans. They're all out of old bed frames, so they all have the holes all drilled in them, so it made it super easy. Nothing to look at, but they're sturdy. You could park a Buick on top of them and they hold up nice. I'm just making this out of some 1/4 by 3/4 stock that I had left over from when I used to do a lot of training sliders on reining colts. Probably if I was to buy it though, I'd just get some 1/4 by 1. I put my center mark on there, but that doesn't really matter the way this jig's set up. I'll show you that in a minute. But I'm doing this with a torch. If you don't have a torch, the way I would do this before I had a torch in the forge is I would heat this center section up the best I could get. And then I would grab it in the center, quench, 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 until I isolated my heat, and then I would go into my jig. Oh, booger. Alright, so my last video I said that I was about out of torch juice, and now I am, so I guess we are doing it in the forge. You always run out on a weekend. So remember when I said I made the center mark, so we'll do that so we can see where to come out with the forge. But this angle iron keeper that I put in here, it's right at the length I need for these shelf brackets, so when I drop it in hot, I just automatically know to level the end up with the end of that. Drop it through that slot, bend it over. Just gonna take the chill out of my tongs. I don't want them to get too hot. Just enough they're not taking the cool out of my steel. I'm gonna do one more little heat just to try to fix that. I didn't get it wasn't quite quick enough. Well, normally it goes a lither bit smoother than that. The one thing I wanted to do with this jig, if I made a lot of these, is I would cut a slit in there, and at the end I would cut a slit down. That way I could just drop my cross brace rod down in there and tack weld it, and it would all hold it square. So I'll just give this a minute to cool because I have the time today. Otherwise I'd probably just cramp it down and quench it all quick. I lied, I wasn't patient. I had to cool it off. Snip, snip. There you have one quickie shelf bracket to add to the pile. Didn't go quite as smooth as I'd hoped, but it also made me think out of the box and get the job done. So you guys make sure and drop a comment. Love hearing from you guys, and hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to keep it simple, and I'll catch you in the next one.